Now it's time.
Right, because it's all right. The mute didn't come off.
Oh,
welcome
okay. Now we're
to All Things BMX. It wouldn't be right if the mute didn't come off, man.
It wouldn't.
226 shows. We still can't hit the mute button yet, Chris.
Hey, season
5.
Season
5, man.
Yeah.
5 years into this.
It doesn't seem like it, does it?
Doesn't. The house looks or the studio looks different every now and then.
Yeah. Well,
but
you did change that up a little bit.
A little bit.
Well, plus we might look a little cleaner and neater too because we got some new cameras.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, I gotta make sure I get my beauty sleep. I gotta get back in the gym.
Yeah.
These cameras don't hide nothing.
We might need to put what do you call it? Like makeup and stuff on like they do for TV or whatever.
People that have met me know I'm ugly.
Well, me too.
I got a face for radio, dude.
Hey, I'm right there with you, man.
We're excited you guys are joining us this evening. You guys are listening on the podcast forum. Thank you so much. We appreciate that support. You guys in on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, welcome in. We got a show tonight. We couldn't pick another person in the entire world to join us this evening. We got Old School kicking off season 5 with us. He is an enigma himself within the sport. You know him. You know about him. Tonight's your chance to ask him all the questions you want to ask.
Oh, yeah. Get
right here
questions.
On the show.
Get your questions in there, yeah.
I got one. I can't wait to hear his answer. I can't. I was going through, and I'm like, I can't wait to ask this question right here. And this one, he might get his soapbox out and stand on it, and we can just turn the camera on him and let him go.
So it's not like boxers or briefs?
No, nothing like that. ATB Cruise coming to you live from the Ethan Clark Studios here in Heartland, Michigan, brought to you by, and they just renewed for another season.
Yes.
Motor City Harley-Davidson, ladies and gentlemen.
Awesome.
Hanging out in Farmington Hills, Michigan. Look, they've got the deals. They got the 25-25 bikes in. Get revved up and head on over to Motor City Harley. You can go right online and look at the inventory.
Yeah, go check them out because it doesn't matter where you're at in the country. Go check them out.
And Nick might drive it to you if you live out of state.
I'm sure for a fee.
He'd figure it out.
For a fee, they can ship it anywhere.
He probably got a bro deal on some shipping or something.
Yeah.
Chris and I are at the Ghetto Wear News Desk. Mr. Bill Prince, who we got to see before the cruise. It was nice seeing him, Mr. Fell. Fell, I hope you're healing up. I see you joined in. We want to send a get well soon to our good friend Brian Fell over at Mega Design. He had some back surgery done. Heal up, my friend.
Yeah, get him feeling better.
Yeah, so lots of jokes tonight. We'll get him laughing.
Did you see, he's got a race team. Mega Design race.
He's got a pro on it, Justin Liddell.
Yeah.
Riddell, not Liddell.
Yeah.
Not Chuck Liddell. So that's a combination.
Check out Mega Design. Hey, if you need a tent canopy for your pit setup, man.
He even designs jerseys. Designed ours.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's the man.
He's going to be out of commission for a little bit.
Yeah.
Nick Quinn taking care of you over there at Motor City Harley.
Yes.
Another shout out for him. So, hey, breaking news here at the Ghetto Wear News Desk. Ladies and gentlemen, you might have saw some of this if you follow our channels, you follow our groups. The BMX Rocks All Things BMX show coming to you in 2025 with the Old Guys AARP 46 and over flat pedal series. It's not just one race, it's not 2 races. It's 4.
We're
going to go to it's the Midwest.
4, bro. Do you think I can do 4?
It's once a month.
Okay.
You got plenty of
time to recover.
Got time to heal. To heal.
We got it.
Yeah, so we got the 46 and over flat pedal series, $400 guaranteed payout at each race. Okay?
Yes.
There's already way more, I can tell you that from behind the scenes.
And it's interstate racing.
What's that? What do you mean?
We're going out of the state of Michigan to do this.
Yeah, we're going to Ohio.
We're going to Ohio.
And back to
Whose
Michigan.
idea was Ohio anyway?
Mo's.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're going to kick it off. Here's your breaking news. May 17th, we're going to go to Marysville. Chris, where are we going to be on June 14th?
June 14th, we're going to Waterford Oaks.
You guys don't know this. You're going to know it now. Chris Beer won a national there. July 20th at Richfield Park BMX. We're going to be up there for that stop. And then the final is going to be at what track?
August 16th, Toledo Speedway BMX.
That's right. So it's going to be a local money open class. Again, 46 and over flat pedals. When you guys go race, you're going to race your class or you can race cruiser to race this open. So that way it helps out the tracks.
You're going to build points for the series.
We are.
So you're going to have an overall, not only are you going to have the winner of the day, but then there's an overall for the series.
That's what makes it fun.
Right on.
We got lots of fun awards already.
So I need
gold pedals.
Gold pedals.
Gold pedals, my friend.
All right.
It's going to be a fun time. Hey, if you guys are interested in sponsoring or you know someone, look, we've got sponsorship packages starting out at $50 to be part of this series. Get in contact with Mo Collins at BMX Rocks or myself here at All Things BMX Show.
Yep.
We're going to get you in, get you involved. A lot of the people we're going to read off here in a
Holler
second.
at me, too, if you can't get a hold of them.
You guys, Lion Gear going to sponsor this or what? Are you going to come off some of that cheddar? Are you still paying off that carbon fiber bike?
I'm still paying off the bike.
No, you got that bro deal, son.
But seriously, any company, so it doesn't have to be BMX. No. I mean, if you got a manufacturing company,
Motor City Harley Davidson's in it.
Yeah. So jump on in.
Yeah. We got to get the show. We got to thank the people that are supporting the show. So we want to say thanks
we got to
to
get
them.
there too, don't we?
Yeah, our show doesn't happen without the support of these following companies. Krupp and Carter, they're in for another year with us. Look, if you guys haven't checked them out, they're coming out of Florida. That's where Scott is this evening, a.k.a. Old School. He's down in that warm weather.
Nice.
Krupp and Carter is the official BMX brand. It's made for BMXers by BMXers. Make sure you guys get over to their website, check them out. They got really cool designs. They got all styles for all genre of BMX, not just racing, not just trail riding, not just park riding, or flatland. They got it all. Check them out.
Check them out. And then we have On Two Wheels BMX.
Yeah, man.
Stop and check them out at your next national.
Yeah, hit them up.
And make sure you tell them that All Things BMX Show sent you over there.
You guys don't forget the Hack Shack. You're looking for a side hack race or side hack bike to take to a race, hit up the guys over at the Hack Shack. Hit up Mike Melvin to order your own side hack. He'll custom build them for you and get them shipped out to you.
That would be so awesome to get some. Hey, if we could get those in this Money Open series, that would be sweet.
We got an announcement next week we're going to make that's going to include side hacks. So stay tuned.
All right. Hey, also check out Wrenchman Wheel Builders. If you're looking to get a new set of wheels put together right before racing season gets started, well, it's already started in some places, but get a hold of Zachary over there at Wrenchman Wheel Builders. He'll take care of you. Make sure you give him the ATP discount code. You'll get a bro deal where you'll get a free high five.
Packs it right up in the box. Dye Job Apparel's taking care of us. Got some of their jerseys hanging up in the back. You guys are looking to get jerseys made. Check them out, Dye Job Apparel. Also, awards. They do all kinds of stuff. Hit them up. They do tumblers. You name it, they can do it. And they sponsor Melissa's Trivia. If you guys want to represent your brand, your team, your business, custom awards, make sure you guys check out Dye Job Apparel. When it comes to showcasing your identity, that's what they do. They help you brand your product, your team, or even a service you offer. They high-quality, custom design coming to you. Last but not least, our good friends at
DB Sports World.
Yeah, buddy. All links for our partners and sponsors can be
out.
found in the show notes. So here we are, man. Melissa's off this evening.
Yep.
DVS is filling in for her. He's holding it down.
He's hanging out back there at the Gate 9 plates. What is that?
Producer's Perch. You'll get
it. Danger Snacks.
This is breaking news within breaking news.
Is it?
Yeah. They bring our guest each and every week, as they always do. But, Chris, you always have a thing about saying the discount code.
Oh, yeah.
Because you like to keep it PG.
That's right.
Even though you cuss like a sailor as soon as the show's over. Or before it starts. We have a new discount code for you in honor of Chris Beer winning the Waterford National. When you order from Danger Snacks, use the discount code BRODEAL. And you're going to get a discount at Danger Snacks. Updated from the old discount code, which it's still active. You can still use
the old one.
But you got Bro Deal. We did that just for you.
Did Brian do that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right.
Let them know about our...
All right. Show's chat is sponsored by BMX Rocks Photography. So if you have any questions you want to ask Scott or Old School, put those in our chat. But we do have a question in our chat tonight. And here it is. And we need everybody who's listening to put something in there. Who would you like to see on the All Things BMX show this year?
Good question.
So,
I'll tell you who I want to see. This man right here, Old School. Welcome to the
there he
show,
is.
Old School. Thank you for waiting patiently for that intro. It's only taken us 4.5 years to get you on the show. We are happy.
I am here.
yes, sir.
He slow rolled us is what he did.
Is that what it was?
He wanted to be a season opener. I knew it. I knew it all along.
That's what it was. That's what it was. In a different situation, it might have been brewing in the background for the last 2 years. No, it wasn't that. It was I wanted to be a season opener.
We appreciate it, and thank you
right.
for taking time. I know you had a long drive yesterday, so thanks for carving out the time to join us this evening.
So we'll start.
I worked out in my favor, it turns out.
Say that one more time for me.
The drive worked out in my favor, it turns out.
Good.
Oh, there we go.
Perfect.
All right,
Chris,
So,
fire
let's,
away.
Let's start off with, how did you first find out about the sport of BMX?
That would have been down in South Florida, and it would have been through Max Cycle Schwinn that was doing a outdoor exhibition in Coconut Grove.
So you
Wooden ramps, rubber bands start. Well, not rubber bands, surgical tubing to a garbage can lid start. And there were a couple of kids that were in from out of town that were riding for Schwinn at the time, and that's how I saw the first beginnings of it.
wow.
How
12 years old.
How old were you?
12 years old, 1975.
75. It was at an expo, you said, and
It was an outdoor exhibition and a baseball field in Coconut Grove, Florida.
you
Wow.
you guys just raced on the baseball field?
Yeah, they had 2 wooden ramps and rubber band start, and that was it.
All right. And you got people complaining when it sprinkles on a Soil Tech track nowadays.
Right.
Yeah, I know. I've been the one that have complained.
Hey, I want to jump in here. How did you get the nickname Old School?
All right, when I came back 14 years ago to Cowtown BMX, I came back on a 1979 Profile 20 and a 1980 or 81 Hutch 24. Flat pedals. I threw my foot down in every turn and kept people from going underneath me by doing that, and won the state qualifier in my first race back.
How long ago was this, you said? 15 years ago?
14 years ago, I think it was. Maybe 15 this year.
All right.
I'd have to dig back and look back.
Did you?
That's 15. It was 2010.
Okay. Did you race consistently up until then and then take a break and come back?
I raced until about 84
Okay.
when the War of Stars was going on, and then I dropped out for 28 years.
Wow, that's not a short break at all.
No, it was a long break.
Yeah.
None of the organizations still existed that I raced for when I came back. I never raced ABA. It was West Coast. I was from South Florida.
What was the league that you raced in Florida?
USBMXA, FBMXA, NPSA,
Yes, I was gonna
I've
say
heard of
that.
NBA,
An NBA?
and there were a couple other ones in there. I don't even remember.
I've heard of the NPSA. We've had a lot of people talk about that one.
Yes. Yeah.
National Pedal Sports Association is what that was.
So,
And the FBMXA was the Florida Bicycle Motocross Association.
Florida.
so you come back after 20-some years off. You're on your old school bikes. What was the biggest change that you saw in that time off from when you jumped back on the bike? And you said, what, 2010, 11?
2010. There were jumps everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. There would have been.
Yeah.
In the original, there was a roller or 2 rollers on the first straight, a tabletop either on the second or the third straight, and the other straight would have had a double. And then the finish line at a lot of them was 6-inch PVC buried halfway in the ground, so that in the morning racing, if you weren't lined up straight, you were flat on your butt and looking up, wondering why you hit the ground because the PVC was still wet.
I remember.
And that was the rhythm section.
I remember that.
Hey, if you guys are listening or you're watching, you're on Facebook, you're on Twitch, wherever you're at, YouTube, any comment you guys put, Chris and I can see it over here. You got questions for Scott, put them in there so we can get them in here. Thomas Dolan says to tell you that Bad Barbie says, what's up? New school.
See, I told you the little ones were going to be watching. What's up, Bad Barbie?
Yep. You got a lot of people chiming in. We'll do a little check-in here shortly, so make sure you guys get your questions in there for him. We'll get the questions out as we go along. We look forward to your questions. For Scott, that's what makes it fun here on the All Things BMX show, is you guys can chime in too.
So when you started riding way back when, what was your first bike you had?
I was on a Schwinn. What was that thing called? It wasn't the paddle shifter. It was the single speed one with the 8 hangers and the banana seat with the backrest bar, which was the sissy bar back then, and actually had a padded backrest on it.
Oh,
and mine was blue and white, and it had that flat drag strip tire on the back. That's what I remember.
Was that an Apple Crate? Wasn't that what it was called?
Yeah, it was a crate bike back then, but it was not one with the shifter. It was the lowest grade one you can get that was a fixed speed.
Okay, I was going to say, I think the one with the shifter was called like a Gray Ghost or something like that, if I remember.
It had a name, but I don't recall what it was.
You know, I had a hearse, a 1967 hearse that was called the Gray Ghost.
A hearse? You mean a car?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, I was going to say.
It's 22 feet long.
Yeah.
You actually had a hearse.
Yeah. It was the best
Did
thing
you make a fake coffin to have in the back of it or not? Because there was a kid I went to school with that did that.
No, the dude I sold it to, he was all about Halloween. That was the first thing he did. But no, we would just load that thing with our bikes, and it had a 455. What's the Cadillac motor? It's 400 block. Dude, to go from our town to Richfield, even back when gas was cheap, we all were pooling our money together because that thing get about 3 miles to the gallon.
That was downhill, probably.
It was that. Yeah, you were hoping for a tailwind.
That's the best. You got 100 yards to the gallon.
Oh, it was terrible. It was so much fun though. All the looks you got. So some of the questions coming in, we'll pick them out as they come in.
Okay.
So
just jump here and there.
Yeah, man. Craig Prince would like to know how much you spend on food at nationals, which will lead into another question.
Oh yeah.
On food that was came in through one of our posts. You being a guest on the show. So how much do you spend on food at nationals?
Food is delivered to me constantly throughout the day by either little ones or adults that don't want to be in gate 8.
There you go.
Now, I'm not kidding. We were at Rock Hill one year, and it had been a long day. We had a rain delay and stuff, and I'm up there with Steven Adams on top of the hill, and I said, I'm hungry. And he goes, well, let somebody know. And I turned from the top of the hill out towards the soccer field and yelled, old school needs a banana. And I said it one time, and 3 bananas, an orange, a sandwich, and a couple of sodas were on the hill in the next 5 minutes.
Dang. Why did we think to try that?
Ain't nobody bringing us food, man.
That's true.
So the follow-up question to that was, darn it all, I'm going to forget the gentleman's name that put the question in. So if you're listening, make sure you chime in. He wanted to know, he said to ask you actually about your diet because you're a very healthy eater.
I am.
So now I see which way he was going with this question.
Okay. For real, I am on a diet since 6 weeks before Grands. And I'm down to 197 right now. 6 weeks before Grands, I was at 223.
Good for you.
Dang, that's not too shabby.
At Grands, I was at 198. So I've maintained that this whole time, even going to a wedding in Florida.
Wow.
What have you done?
Through the holidays and everything.
Yeah, what's been the big change?
All right, the first 72 hours, and this is the catch. All the steak and beef you can eat, plus green vegetables, and that's all you eat. Now, by day 3, I was cutting the bites of the steak so small that I could put the bite in my mouth because your jaw gets sore from chewing on steak and swallowing it with water. Not kidding. But then after that, it's chicken, fish, shrimp, vegetables, and fruit for the rest of it, and all you can eat pretty much.
Really? Okay.
Chicken.
Yeah, I'm allowed a carb to start today, but I don't always partake in that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah. But during the season last year, it was anything that was brought to me and everything that was brought to me. And that's why I was 223 by right there at the beginning of October.
Okay.
Middle of October. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though. Good for you, man.
Yeah. You guys keep the questions coming, man. It's great. How did you end up being the point stage person, like as a lot of us know you as?
I know exactly where it happened. We were at a Gold Cup final, and oh my God. It's where Andy's Frozen Custard started. Springfield?
I can look.
I think that's where it started. There's a track in Springfield that the starting gate was falling apart so bad back then, I zip tied it. We went back 4 years later, and those zip ties were still there holding the gate together.
No.
Really? Oh, my gosh.
Can't make that up.
No.
It's perforated steel, and it's falling apart. And it's the track in Springfield, Missouri. I'm
right.
99% sure of.
Yep, you are. Yep, I checked it out. Yep.
I am correct, right?
Yep, Springfield, Missouri. Yes.
That's also where Herb Donuts has their first donut shop, if I remember correctly, on the college campus.
Really?
That makes the most incredible maple bacon log that you'll ever have in your lifetime.
Now I can understand why this diet's done you so well.
Yeah, I don't say no to much food, but right now, currently, I am saying no to food. Like tonight, I had steak and zucchini, and one of those little cups of rice was my starch.
All right. So your diet kind of lends itself to that carnivore diet, then it sounds like? You're eating a lot of the meat and the chicken and that then?
Chicken, fish, shrimp, protein,
Okay.
protein with low fat. The steak is just like once a week. It's mainly chicken, fish, and shrimp.
Okay.
And it's all baked or grilled.
All right.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, that sounds legit. So
Yeah.
Gold Cup in where was it?
Springfield, Missouri. Years ago.
How'd it come about?
Ron Jones is there, and he already knows me because I've been racing for probably 5 years at that point, and I have a voice.
Yeah.
And he is very aware of that. We had a stager not show up. Another stager quit because it was a rainy race, wet, muddy.
Oh, yeah.
And Ron goes, "Old school, you can read, right?" And I went, "Yes, I can." He goes, "You got a loud voice." I go, "Sometimes." He goes, "You ever staged before?" And I looked at him and I said, "Well, at the locals, yeah, a couple of times here and there." He goes, "You want to get paid while you race today?" And I said, "Sure." And that was the beginning of the end.
The beginning of the
Did you
end.
say what year this was? That I missed it? Or do you know? Do you remember approximately?
It was a Gold Cup final, I want to say 8 years ago now.
Wow, you've been on the grind with this for a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was a caller. I was a caller for the first year to year and a half. And then at a race, a national, we had a stager quit just out of frustration with the kids. And I got moved to the top of the hill. Technically, I was doing bottom of hill and top of hill. I would stage. Luckily, it was a large enough. It had one in the gate, one behind the gate, one more staged. I would call the next one into the empty slot, and then I would stage the next one in.
Did they pay you double for that?
Jobs? Did I get paid for both jobs? No.
No.
That's not right.
It's all part of it. It's BMX.
Yeah. We do what we do, right? So 8 years you've been doing the staging thing now. Wow. How many races do you? Let's just say nationals, not Gold Cups. Like no, actually, just lump them in. Like how many of the races that you get paid for do you do the staging at? A year, approximately.
I go to at least 10 nationals, if not 12. And then I usually do one Gold Cup final, but last year was different. I followed the West Coast truck to the 3 finals because it was for setup. It was me, Bill, and the truck driver that was driving that truck last year. So we were doing setup, stage, run the race, and then tear down so the truck can get back on the road to go to the next race.
Oh, wow.
So real quick on that, because that was something that we had in here. And I'll get the questions that are popping in, you guys. We're not skipping over you, but
we'll get
your
there.
setup. When you talk about that, can you tell us what that looks like what a day looks like for you guys setting up at a national?
All right, Wednesday morning we get there between 8:45, 9 o'clock. We meet at the truck. The truck gets situated right where it's supposed to be. We open up the back end of the truck, and stuff just starts flowing out. First thing we've got to do is get all of the fencing out of the way, all of the tough blocks out of the way, the quad out of the way, and then we start setting up the tent, the awning for the truck.
Okay.
After the awning is set up, the platform goes that you stand at when you're doing the registration. And from that point, we go out onto the track and start pre-setting up stuff like the speaker tower and a couple other little things we get set up. Mainly Jen's finish line staging gets set up. And that's pretty much the first day, unless we have time to run some cabling around. Second day, we do all of the cabling. The banners go up, the flags go up, 30-foot camera goes up, cable comes to finish line. Finish line gets set up for Bill to do his microphone check and all that. And that's right about when practice starts for the track's open practice.
Wow.
And we wrap up any other little things we have to do to the truck and have it ready, and go shopping for water, snacks, and zip ties and tape usually.
How long are the days?
9 till 4 o'clock, because we like to have Bill out on the trails for his mountain bike ride by about 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Okay. Okay.
Nice.
If it's a rainy day, they run into 5 and 5:30 because everything runs slower and people are dodging rain, and Bill's not going to go for a mountain bike ride.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm down in Florida early right now is I'm hanging out at the parents' house, number one, get to see them. But number two, I drive down to Okeechobee tomorrow morning and help the Florida State Series crew set up the awning, because none of them have ever been on the crew for setting up the awning. And you have to have the frame square and straight and strapped down before you put the awning on it. And if it's not square with the trailer, it won't go on.
Okay.
I have been hanging on the edge of it, thinking it's so close, and Ron's pulling on it, and then somebody else will grab on, and we have to stop, release all the tie downs, shift the frame a little bit, and then it drops right on like it was supposed to.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So then after that last moto runs on Sunday, you got to undo all that.
I start at the top of the hill and break everything down, bring it to the finish line, camera, cable, stuff like that. Take the USA flags down off the top of the stanchion. And then if it is a build track, we have to take the stanchion down and pull the gate out. And that's when the track starts getting destroyed by the front end loader if it's a build track.
Oh, wow.
And they don't waste any time.
No time wasted. When we undid Grands, the 5 loops had to come out first.
Mm-hmm.
And then the cables that run to the loops before they could bring the front end loaders or anything else in, so it wouldn't tear up the timing loops and all the cables that run to it.
Yeah, you don't want to damage that stuff.
Nope, because that costs money.
Oh, yeah.
How long?
Anybody that's looking at putting in timing loops so they can hold a national or a Gold Cup final, it's several $1,000s is the words I will use. I know the exact cost, but I can't quote it because I'm not a salesperson for them.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
It's not cheap.
it's worth it, because like the tracks I've been to, they have it.
You cannot hold a national or a Gold Cup final without the timing at this point.
But even if you're like a local track and you got it, it just adds another dynamic to your races, but even your practices. That's where, you know, like, man, you get to your practice and you can know right now, like if you did a gear change or you changed something, you can just look right at your result and know it was good or bad. That's where.
Oh yeah, the feedback is instant.
Yeah, dude, that's where I think it's invaluable. Dude, got a couple questions coming in. This is coming from Brian Fell. He wants to our good friend over at Mega Design down there in Florida with you. Hope the recovery's going good, Brian. Did you ever race Bill Prince back in the day?
Bill's probably watching.
Oh, he is.
I believe if I remember correctly, he's 2 years older than me.
Okay.
I would not have been racing him then because when I started, it was 14 and over, and I was 12. And then when I was turning 13, they made it 15 and over. When I was turning 16, they took it to 17 and over. Then finally it was an 18 and over, and that's where it stayed for a long time. Yeah. Back in the early days, it was 14 and over is what it was.
Would you have beat him?
And the other 8 were below.
Would you have beat him if you raced him? All right.
I was right behind Chanity, as I'll say, at a lot of races.
Okay.
Okay.
Now he has a question for you. He wanted to know how. Yeah. That's why it was okay if you would have said like I'd have smoked him. It's all right because his question is pretty epic. He said he wants to know how long has he had that mullet since he left South Florida.
It's not a mullet. It's all one length.
It's not a mullet.
You guys are awesome.
90% of the
time. Oh man, Bill
Prince asked that.
Yeah, he texted to me.
Prince.
He never puts it in the chat.
I knew that was a setup with a setup.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just checking through. Dennis Yabera said, "Hey, old school, ready for Blue?"
Yogi.
Yep. He said, "You ready for Blue Ridge? Losing that extra weight's going to be like untying an anchor."
I'm probably not going to be at Blue Ridge this year.
Okay.
It's not a World's qualifier, so it won't be chaos like it was last year. There were actually parents who don't like me texting me and asking me why I wasn't there and if they could fly me in for the next day. There is a parent that does not like me, but I think he still doesn't like me, but he respects how I run the hill and what I do now.
Yep.
I believe his kid missed a moto in the World's qualifier.
Oh man, that's a bummer.
That's not on you.
While he was on the hill. No, I wasn't there.
Yeah, he wasn't at that one anyway.
Oh, okay. I was going to say if he's upset with you because okay, I get you. Sorry.
It was on the hill when he missed his moto. It was that chaotic. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember probably no holds going just bonkers with how that was at that race. So you said this just now, like how you run your hill. What is some of the?
No, I said the.
Oh yeah.
I said how I run the
hill. So
yes.
How do you run the hill that makes you different from other stagers?
I do not hesitate to stop the cadence or stop the gate if I think I've made a mistake. And then I jump in front of that gate and I make sure it's correct before I release it again.
That's true.
And I have a system where when they hand me the moto sheets, I go through and circle all letters. And I see if letters are duplicated, and I see if there are numbers duplicated that I have to worry about making a letter come to. And I will put question marks next to those numbers. When a letter comes up the hill, I scratch through the letter. So if you come back second round and you don't have the letter on, I know your dad took it off of you because I've already scratched it knowing it was on there. And this is famous at Grands. Parents will go ahead and take it off because the other kid qualified. That's not how it works. They're looking for that letter at the finish line at that time.
Once you put a letter on your plate, that is your number letter for the day.
It is, unless in the mains I see there is no repetition of a number, like the other nag rider didn't make it out, I will remove the letter at that point because she is looking for the nag number.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's something you as a stager need to know, or you do just because of it's how you do it?
I do because that's how I've always done it, and that's how I wanted it done.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And it does make it easier for Jen?
Yes.
Well, we've had...
I also call her on the radio and let her know.
Well, we've had announcers on that say, you do what you can to make it easy for Jen.
Yeah, that's true.
So what do you think is going to happen as the more and more of the transponders get implemented into the racing? Like, you feel like there's going to be less and less potential errors that could happen with something like that, where the letter and the number and stuff like that might not match up? I mean, it's all ran electronic, so in theory it should.
In theory it does, but if the finish line scores 2 or more riders within, I think it's 3/100s, it does not spit out a score and show it on the board. It says, see video.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep.
Hey, we learned something new.
So on top of...
Because the transponders will pick up in funny spots in the loop sometimes.
Okay.
And there are times at Grands during qualifying that somebody was watching the timing and they would call to Bill and say, that's real close on timing. And Bill goes, it wasn't even in the neighborhood. They're 6 inches apart, and it scored, and he'd tell them the 2 numbers that, who came in what. But on timing loop, it looked a lot closer.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So there were a lot of calls being made without it being a call even.
Okay, gotcha. We got a couple comments in here. Amy Larson says, referring to the Blue Ridge race, it was chaos. We needed you. Echoing what you said, you had some people say. Francisco Vegas says, you're the king of the hill.
It figures he would say that because of those pictures I sent you in the email.
Yeah. We're gonna get to him here in a second too, and he keeps trying to get us to yell the Mighty Mo's Cruise thing here. We'll get to it. Don't worry, I'm not ignoring you. Gate 9 wants to know, Billy, ask Old School who his favorite Grand's table storage and distribution company is. I feel like we need the backstory.
There's a big backstory.
Okay.
This is the last year it's going to happen. The last year. I have 3 local teams that I'm really close with at my local track.
Which is?
And All-Star Racing, my team.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to leave the other 2 unnamed because I don't want anybody getting in trouble.
What's your local track?
Cowtown BMX.
Okay.
Cowtown. Okay.
Yep. And my district track is DeSoto BMX.
All right.
Yeah, because of my zip code.
Okay.
But I reserved 2 tables for my team, and then other people that not necessarily sponsor me, but feed me during the year and have housed me at races. I'll reserve a table for them. And I had already taken care of Billy at Gate 9, and I stored a couple tables over in his area because my team had a trailer break on the way, and they had to get $800 worth of welding done before they could get there, and they got there really late on setup day. So I had to have the tables reserved off to the side because they would have been gone.
Mm-hmm.
Gone. Yeah.
Right.
And that's the only advantage I take to being there and doing all the setup that I do.
Mm-hmm.
Is that, and I did 1/3 straightaway during the Tuesday practice. 1/3 straightaway was all I did.
That's it?
That's it.
Oof.
That's it.
Wow.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So I really and truly, when I go out there and tell people I'm only going to do 1 lap of practice, I did 1 lap of practice on Wednesday. That was it. Came out of the gate, hadn't gone out of the gate, hadn't done the first straight, hadn't done the second straight, only had done the 3rd straight. Didn't even do the 3rd straight on that practice lap, but did the last straight.
Oh my gosh.
1 lap of practice. You're not going to learn on race day. Monday through Thursday is for training and practice. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all you should do is race laps.
There you go.
It's a BMX track. It's going to have one of these things that falls down. You're going to pedal a little ways. You're going to go over something. You're either going to go right or left. Make sure you know which way you're going to go, because I did go the wrong way one time thinking I was going the right way. Then you're going to go over a couple of those and maybe a big step up. You're going to come through this turn. You're going to hit a big jump and another big jump, and you're going to do a turn and go through a rhythm section. That's pretty much what you're going to do, and you should pedal everywhere.
True.
Keep it simple. Just keep it simple.
Look up, breathe, and pedal.
There you go.
3 rules.
We got a question from Heather Latmere. She wants to know who your favorite. Say it again.
Latimer. Heather Latimer.
Heather Latimer. Who's your favorite stager to work with?
Let me think about this. It would have to be Heather.
Okay. I see what you did there. I like it.
She's my co-stager. She's one of the co-stagers at a lot of the races I go to, because she is also at my local track at Cowtown BMX. And she is now on All-Star Racing as of Grands last year.
Well, congratulations.
She was a Enos rider for a long time.
All right. Well, congratulations. Yep. Mo Collins wants to know, did he collect warm-up seat posts again in 2024, and how many did you end up collecting?
Funny you should say that. I'm going to take some pictures while I'm at my parents' house of World's leftovers, Grand's leftovers, and 2024 leftovers. They're all in the back of the car. They're going to be laid out in the garage, and I will be putting up pages on No Holds Barred, 50 and over BMX, and what other page should I put it up on? All Things BMX and the Beer Budget BMX show?
Absolutely.
Sure. Absolutely, yeah.
I will be doing that while I am here this week.
Are you selling them, or are you just trying to find the owners?
Trying to return them.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes. Wow. I already, at Worlds, because of the rain thing, I returned 2 helmets, 3 pairs of shoes so far. And somebody lost an air tag at Grands that's in my pocket. Hold on. Give me 1 second. If this blue air tag was on any of your stuff on the fence, let's see, right there.
Got it.
It was laying next to the, let me see, the side of the goodie bag pickup on the backside fence where somebody would have had it attached to parts. So it is in my pocket. If you know that it's yours, I have it. It did not have a name associated with it when I looked it up and tried to link with it, and you have not reported it lost either, whoever it was.
All right.
It's been in my friends.
Well, we got one more question, then we're going to do our chat check-in.
So whoever has that knows where you are.
They know where old school is. So we got one more question, then we'll jump in and do the chat check-in here. Coming from Chris Luna, he wants you to tell us about a time that you found a famous pro's gear bag at Grands.
Not just a gear bag, 2 bicycles, a gear bag, a tote full of gear, and his name was Harry Leary.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I returned it all to him by opening it up, seeing the number plate inside, knowing whose it was. Found where he was with his broken down truck, and got all of his stuff to him by unloading all of my stuff out of the car into the place, loading all his in, taking it to him, putting it into his back of his truck, coming back, loading up. This is on the Monday after Grands, when I've had 2.5 to 3 hours of sleep, because we don't finish loading the trucks normally till about 3:30 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
And got all that back to him, and then drove my ass home.
Chris is saying it was Nick Long's.
I had Nick Long stuff too. I had a whole bag of his stuff. But I had Harry Larry's bicycles and all of his gear.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you find like all this stuff, like the seat post extenders, it's just left after the Nationals?
Happens every single race.
Wow. That's crazy.
Helmets, gloves, almost always a left-hand glove. I'm left-handed, but none of them ever fit me because I'm the triple extra large.
That's so crazy.
Only
But almost
left-handed
always
gloves.
a left glove.
That's weird. I wonder why left.
Almost always single gloves are left-handed. Weird.
That is strange, isn't it?
I
don't know why.
Maybe is it your first one you pull off? Maybe if you're right-handed.
I'm thinking that's what it is. I think it's the first one you pull off.
Okay.
And they sit it on their handlebar, and then they go to ride off. And brake lever is always on the right side, so your hand goes on that side while you're riding off and holds the glove on.
Huh. Now I'm gonna start.
But almost always left glove.
Now I'm gonna start.
Ridiculous.
There's our question from now on. We can start asking which glove do you take off first?
I wouldn't even know how to answer that.
I don't know either, dude. And I wear them at work all day.
I'm left.
I think I take my left one off
left
first.
glove.
I do too. I think I take my left hand. Well, while you're thinking of that, Chris, we'll do our chat check-in brought to you by our good friends over at BMX Rocks Photography. Thank you guys. Sponsoring that 46 and over flat pedal series that we talked about when we started. We want to say thanks for everyone joining us. We're going to kind of skim through here. Wes Burt, thanks for joining. Rick Carter, what's up, son? Friend Stephanie Powell's joining us this evening. Kelsey Kennedy's in here. Mo Collins, as he had some questions earlier. Sean Gifford from Dye Job Apparel. Austin Kelly, the TO up here at Richfield. Zach Schatzer, thanks for joining us, Zach. How are you doing, my friend? Don Mulhillville, got your jersey up in the back, Don, if you didn't notice it. Chase is in here with us. Francisco Vega, Beer Budget. Porter Gibbons is in here. Paul DePaul letting us know that the rider count at the BMX World Series of Concrete that happened this past weekend.
241.
241 at state qualifier, 331 at the Gold Cup, and 288 at the Rock Island Indoor Race. Congratulations, you guys are doing big things over there. Nice. Rad and Fast is hanging out. He says, what's up, old school? Porter Gibbons says, love old school. Let's see. Staging is always better. Oh, that's from Don. He says that staging is always better when you're there, old school. We got a lot of that echoed through here. Vega, keep putting your I'll copy the website and I'll put it in the show notes when we're done. Let's see here. Martin Kennard's joining us. Craig Prince. Coach DL, the GOAT himself, sends a hello to you, old school.
La Moglia.
My man there. Dylan Fugger's joining us. He was on the cruise with us. As we like to say, riders ready.
Watch the waves.
There we go. George Goodall's in here. As I said, Amy Larson, our good friend.
George.
Yep. Our good friend Nick Valencia is hanging out with us this evening. We got Nick Jones from Cape Coral's with us. And Michael Desruzen is hanging out with us. John Hinkle's in here. You guys, it's awesome seeing all these new names, and we're going to talk about that here in 1 second. Nicholas Shane's with us. Craig and Kelly's in here. You guys, get some questions in here. Throw them in. If you got a story you want to share about old school, put it in there. We'll get it on the air and get it read. Yep. Let's see what else is in here.
Make sure you like and subscribe, all you new people. We can really use that. It helps a lot. Please, thank you. And
Moses Tillman just joined.
Mighty Mo.
Pretty good timing right there for the Riders Ready part, right?
He probably missed it.
So let's talk about a lot of people know, like Chris found out. You told me that you're at Grand's. I was there 2020 because you're roller skating around. You've got this other hobby you like doing that is roller skating. And
skating is everything.
Yeah, but you do something pretty interesting. You had shared with me how, like at nationals and things like that you can get away, you find a place and go roller skate. How many roller skating rinks do you think you've skated in?
Oh, it's well over 300.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Well over 300.
So how many skating rinks do you think you managed to find in a year that you haven't been to before?
5 or 10, because I will map out my route.
Yeah.
And what I use Facebook for is looking for practice times for tracks that I'm driving by, and also for roller skating rinks and when they're open or when they have an adult night. Otherwise, I'm just on there sniping and snapping at people. Get off the keyboard in your mother's basement.
Right?
Go get some sun. Get out of your parents' basement.
Yeah.
No one cares what you think about transponders. Stop it.
Right.
By the transponder. All right. I physically know that over 10 years ago, remote controlled cars have had transponders due to the fact a friend of mine quit BMX and went to RC cars and had to have transponders on every one of his cars.
It's been longer than that, actually.
I know. But that's when I know that he had to buy transponders.
Did you you ever skate at the Gold Coast skating rink in Fort Lauderdale?
I believe that one is closed now, if I'm not mistaken. But I did used to skate there, yes.
Okay.
In Galaxy and Davie, and right down the street here in Cimarron Skateway in Orlando. Also over, what are the ones? There's 3 of them over on the West Coast in Bradenton, just north of Punta somewhere, and one in Tampa area, but they're all owned by the same person. Now I can't remember what the name of it is, but yeah.
It's funny. It's like he talks about the roller skating rink like we talk about bike tracks.
Right.
That's fun.
That is cool.
I also talk about bike tracks the same way.
So here's it. Go ahead.
Have you ever been to the Rolladium in Waterford, Michigan?
No, I have not, but I did go to the Roller Drome in Minneapolis before they closed it. It was an old Quonset hut building that they had there. Started in the 1930s or 40s, and it is gone during COVID, unfortunately.
Man. I didn't even think about COVID, how that probably would have affected roller skating.
Killed skating rinks.
Did it really? What's happening, Chris? Man, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
So let's do this. Let's double down on this question.
Okay.
Your favorite roller skating rink that you've been to of all time?
Give me a second.
It's your show. You can have as much as you want.
It's going to be the Rollodrome that's no longer there in Minneapolis.
Okay. What was it that...
It was an incredible soul roll night that they used to have there, and I want to say it was on a Thursday night. We were racing all the way up at, help me out, the big indoor.
Rum River.
In Wisconsin. Rum River. Drove all the way down after setup. Roller skated that night, came back, and took second place behind a nemesis of mine, probably because I hadn't gotten much rest.
Okay. So here's the double down part. What's your favorite bike track to ride at? Not necessarily race, but you just like going there and overall hanging out there and having fun. What's your favorite track?
Rock Hill.
Okay. All right.
Rock Hill and Louisville are a close tie on that because the little kids are allowed to go down the big hill and hit the jump since it's filled in tabletop.
Okay.
And I encourage them to go at it. Yeah.
Okay.
And I practice nothing but big hill when I'm there. I'll do one lap on the small hill. And the whole rest of the time during open practice on Wednesday or Thursday, I am doing nothing but big hills. One time I did 29 big hills and one little hill in one day.
Whoa.
Are you jumping it? Or you like manual Kate?
I jump, set the rear wheel down, pedal across, and drop the front wheel on the backside and pedal all the way into turn 1.
That's awesome. Nice.
Really?
I did clear it one time.
All right.
One time.
Nobody believed I could do it. And I was screaming like a little girl the whole time in the air, bar humping, because I'm trying to keep the rear wheel from touching the ground.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
That was at Rock Hill. And I remember screaming like a little girl, but I made it and rode out of it.
So you got a skating question from Bobby Gonzalez. He says quads, blades, both. Are we jam skating old school?
Jam skate on quads. I do have blades for outdoor.
Okay.
He's got the whole setup.
I'm mainly a quad skater because you find a rock on quads and you're on your face before you even know it happened.
Okay.
Outside, yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Hey, I'm seeing some pictures of some new frames and forks rolling through here.
Yeah.
Who would they be from?
You tell us, man.
Well, at Grand's, I was talking to a guy named Francisco Vega, and he had a cruiser frame there, and I laid it down next to mine, and it's going to raise my bottom bracket about 3 inches up. So I'm going to have a lot less pedal strikes pedaling through a rhythm section. And I will be on a new frame and fork set soon this season. I'll be climbing off of the Alpha, since Alpha is no longer involved in BMX anyway, and climbing onto a Vega frame with a set of Vega carbon fiber forks.
Ooh. I have here. So here's your.
It was confirmed. It was confirmed during my drive last night through Mississippi.
Here we go.
So hot off the presses.
Yep. My team manager, Craig Prince, doesn't even know about it yet. Yes, he does now.
There we go.
That's kind of sharp looking, man.
We'll bring the. Here we go. We'll bring those up here. And then I can do this one. Oh, that's the logo there. And we'll go back to the frame. You got the frame yet, or is he mailing it to you?
Nope. It is Chinese New Year's over there. Nothing is being manufactured.
You're right. Yep.
Oh, that's true.
Okay.
3 weeks, and they don't do nothing over there.
That's a fact.
But there will be a frame coming to me because I use V-brakes.
Okay.
I'm old-fashioned.
All right.
Well, you are old school.
Confirmed.
Yeah, that's the only part that's still left old on my bicycles. I'm on clip shoes. I'm on carbon hoops. I was on tie spokes when I was younger also. I'm on tie spokes, aluminum frame, carbon forks, steel bars, always.
See, let's go. Let's take a look at this real quick. I want to see. I thought I had a question pop in.
Look over there.
How many miles do you put on your car in a year driving, chasing around these nationals that you do?
I got this car the week before Grands.
He needs to tip his camera.
2019. It had 78,000 miles on it. It has 353,000 miles on it now.
All right.
Dang. All right. Somebody else can do that.
300,000 miles in 5 years.
Say that one more time.
300,000 miles in 5 years. What's that come out to?
Holy cow, dude! That's so much driving. That's so much driving. My God, dude! This
is why I never have an electric car.
No,
right?
Well, no.
When I start the car, I don't turn it off except to pump gas for anywhere between 11 and 13 hours. And I get 5 hours per tank, 4.5 to 5 hours, depending on the wind. So I stop for gas. It takes me 7 minutes to hit the off ramp, fill it up with 15 gallons worth of gas, and be going for 5 more hours. Can't do that with an electric car.
Can't have it.
No.
Can't. It's impossible.
No.
Billy said just forget the V brakes and disc brakes and do the yabba dabba do.
Just drag them feet.
Now, for those of you that don't know, before my pads make contact with my hoop on the rear, my brake lever touches the grip.
I know a lot of people that do that.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people. Yeah.
I don't manual. When I do manual, I'm screaming like a little girl because I'm excited because I just did it and I know it's faster.
Yeah.
But I don't manual.
Okay.
So I don't have to worry about grab and brake. And if you're laying on the ground in front of me, I'm either bunny hopping or I'm running over you. Sorry.
So,
sorry.
What bike do you ride? 20, cruiser, both?
My cruiser is an Alpha. My 20 was a Rival because I rode for Factory Rival for a couple years. And my OS 20 is an Alpha, and I'm going to stay with that. I'm not going to ride 20 this year unless my registering will make the class make.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Because it's 56 and over, and I turned 62 last year, 61 last year, 62 this year. Okay. So that's a lot of years on those young guys. And Lamogli is one of the guys I have to race.
Yeah.
That dude's out there like still jumping the pro set for Christ's sakes.
I'm going to ask him to move.
Yeah.
Now I will brag here. I did nag number on my 20, and I didn't even race Grands.
Good for you.
Dang. Hey, Scott, can you turn your camera up just a little tiny bit, or kind of cutting half your face off?
Up.
There we go.
There we go. Perfect.
Right there.
Okay.
That'll work. Sorry.
My fault. I moved.
John Pringle says, "Hey, how's it going, old school?"
Another beautiful day. Pringle drove through High Springs on my way here this afternoon, right about 1:30. But your track wasn't open.
Oh, since Pringle just joined in here, can I?
Oh yeah.
Can I do something real quick, old school? I want to show
Go to the
John right
the
here.
Gate 9 producers.
He's
perch.
right behind. We got the John Pringle profile jersey back there.
Oh, he's kind of
Pink
hidden.
one.
What's that?
Looks like the pink one.
It kind of is. It's the lighting there. It's a little better there. JP, I made sure I held on to that to get that thing hung up, man.
Yep.
You get an extra one, man. Ship it up to me, old school. If you got an extra one, I'll hang it up there for you.
I've got jerseys. I got all kinds of jerseys.
All right, man. Next time I see you, I'll grab one from you. We'll hang it up.
I'll get you one. Funny thing about Mr. Pringle.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that I knew him when I was racing in my first years of BMX, because he is 2.5 years younger than me. So he was already up and off the hill before we even went up the hill.
Okay.
Because back in the day, we didn't rack the way we do with 10 racks. You just went up the hill with your group.
Mm-hmm.
Because staging was totally different then. It was basically chaos at the bottom, and then 8 of you wound up walking up the hill if there were 8 in the group.
Oh my gosh.
No, it was, compared to what we do now. Also, your moto count was probably a good 30 to 48 on your locals, and at your state races, probably 110 to 115. And it was just pure chaos.
Oh, I bet.
It was not the way it is now, where they're racked across the hill, eight of them in each chute with 10 chutes. No, there was nothing like that back then.
No. And they're all handwritten moto sheets, probably.
Everything was handwritten, including your gate numbers.
Dude, I so remember at Richfield, because that was like where I started.
Yeah.
They'd have like a big board, and they'd put like your registration card in, and then the people that would write the motos would like go up and make the classes and then take that down and write it. Like, man, we don't know how spoiled we are nowadays.
Oh yeah. Yeah, with the computer and everything.
Dude, did I just sound like one of you old school guys?
Yeah, you did.
Damn it. All right. Hey, did have a question. That's what I was looking for. Somebody popped a question in there. How many sets of tires you go through on that Volvo in a year?
2 usually. I just put a set on the front on
Monday.
What's today?
It was Monday
Wednesday.
when we talked.
It was Monday when I put tires on the car. Yes.
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh yeah. And the other question was, do you have a favorite clipboard brand?
I do not like the ones that are that little metal and it's got the little plastics on the corners, little black plastics on the corner.
Okay.
I want the one that actually has the clip that you could hang, and it's got the hole that you can actually drop your pin in while you're relaxing.
That.
The old style with the
old
hole.
School one.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's got that sharp edge and it holds the paperwork. And if it is more than 150 motos, I like 2 clipboards because they'll slip out and you got to mess on the hill.
Very nice.
About 100 motos fit in the clipboard nicely and don't spill.
And don't spill.
Yeah, during Grand, I have about 6 clipboards up there.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask. That was my next question. How many clipboards you got at
So if
Grand?
you have like clipboard A,
About
B,
6
C.
laid out. So you're just cycling them because it's also really heavy by the time the day wears out.
Oh, I
bet it
bet.
would be too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But if you spill one time at Grand, you will never have less than 5 clipboards ever again. I spilled one time at Grand. And 3 kids jumped down there and started putting them in order and then handing them to me in order while I was getting them in order. It was a mess.
Oh, I bet.
That was a learning big time.
All right.
Well, this question came
Oh,
from.
you have another one?
Yeah, it was from
I was gonna say.
Austin. I was chatting on the phone with him earlier.
Okay.
He the format for Saturday's practice now is
Yes.
is that
4 groups, age only, doesn't matter which bike, 20 minutes each.
and are they running gates or not?
To my knowledge, we're running gates, but we haven't done it yet. They're going to do it this Saturday in California for the first time.
Okay. I don't know why I thought I heard they weren't. They were going to do it like UCI where you just go up and then go and then go up and go. But Chris, Luna, if you're still watching, would you mind answering that? Because I've actually had that asked from a couple people if gates are going to run or not during the new practice.
Some clarification.
Everybody asks 8 or less at a national, and it's 3 mains.
Gotcha. There you go. I'm
8
sure
or less at a national, even if it's mixed aged. You know, if my cruiser doesn't make and I have to race against Pringle again, great, love it every time. Not so much. But if it winds up being 8 of us, 3 from one group and then 2 from another group and then 2 from one more group, it is 3 main events.
Yeah,
3 main events.
Total points.
It's total points. Nobody goes home. All 8 of you are in all 3 mains. It is total points.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, that's different.
Yeah, so like if somehow I ended up with you in cruiser class, like it's still just total points. It's basically like when we race locals. And they do total points, you know. But there's different back end point things that way, but yeah.
Okay.
I love this change, by the way. Cuz like one, you're getting a extra lap, but it's more racing, which is good. I like that.
Yeah.
No matter how you get it.
Well,
and we are trying our hardest to the nobody sits the bench thing.
Yep. That's good.
right.
Yep.
Well,
It's only if there are 9 or more, then yes, somebody's going home.
Well,
and the other thing is, I think it drives the, you know, if I'm not in one of the transfer spots, they just sit down or quit or coast. No, you better be on it all the way to the finish line, son, or you're going to get passed. I know I'll be doing my damnedest to pass you.
There was a person at Worlds that I kept telling everybody as they went through the tent, 3rd round times matter. And 3/100ths of a second made a difference between them being World 9, which doesn't get a plate, and World 8. Because they were tied with points, but they didn't pedal all the way to the finish line.
Oh, my gosh.
So they wound up being World 9, no plate.
Ooh, that's rough. That's a rough one right there.
Yeah.
And all I said the entire day to everybody that came through that tent to go through staging, 3rd round times matter.
Jeez. Well, but don't they tell everyone at Worlds, like, you race every lap like it's your last? Like, you race every single lap because of the format.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay.
But didn't pedal to the finish line. Had he pedaled to the finish line, he would have been World 8.
Good Lord.
Wow.
Dude.
Without any ifs, ands, or buts. 3/100ths of a second. That's that much.
So, all right, we're gonna change this up here a little bit.
Quick shout out from Mr. Popsicle. Shout out to you,
Mr.
Oh, Radzitsky.
Yep, there you go. You said it because I wasn't going to try.
Hey, what is one of your favorite accomplishments you've achieved in BMX?
The thing I'm most proud of, I'm gonna have to. I got to run out to my car and run back. Can you fill for 2 minutes?
Yeah, dude, we'll plug that flat pedal race again, dude.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, go ahead.
On the fat pedal race, I will be right back in. I'm going to show you the most incredible thing that has ever happened to me, ever.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Well, he does that.
There we go.
We'll take this time and plug the 46 and over flat pedal race that
Let me go back here
BMX
so I can
Rocks
get
and
the,
All Things BMX show. You know, and while we're doing that, you know what I can do since we need a second to fill?
Sure.
We can plug the sponsors for it.
Okay, you can do. I don't.
Yeah, because
have
we
that in front
have.
of me.
We've got a lot of sponsors for it. We want to thank National Premier Racing Team for sponsoring Dye Job Apparel.
Hey.
Mike Soto's sponsoring too. All Things BMX Show, BMX Rocks, DB Sports, Bomb Squad, Krupp and Carter, Wrenchman Wheel Builds, Gate 9. Wax Poet Gallery is also sponsoring. And then some ones that just kind of signed in here, are Real BMX Racing, the podcast show. So we have 3 podcasts, live stream shows that are going to be
Real
promoting this.
BMX Racing podcast.
Yeah, they're
Not heard of them.
never heard of. They're what happens is
Just playing.
It's you put on the Real BMX Racing podcast show when you want to go to sleep because it's like white noise. Gotcha, Everett, with your own joke. So like lots of good things happen.
Just so people know, we're real good buddies
All
with
we do is talk
those
trash
guys.
on
So
each other. We love it, dude.
they're awesome.
Yeah, it's so good. This is going to be a really fun event. We got 4 stops in this one, and as Chris said earlier, you accumulate points on your finishes, and it looks like we're back.
So, all right, well, just one more real quick thing on that. So it's going to be 4 different tracks. We're going to be Marysville, Ohio, Waterford Oaks BMX, Richfield Park BMX, both in Michigan, and then Toledo Speedway BMX in Ohio. So that's where the events will be held over the summer.
All right, your major accomplishment in BMX racing, old school, take it away.
All right. I take pictures with a lot of people and a lot of kids every single race. Somehow I squeeze it in all the time. A parent comes up to me in January of 20, it would have been January of 23, and hands me this. It's a book of photos
No way.
of me and a girl named Boo that's out of Mississippi. And that is the proudest thing I've ever had in BMX.
That is so awesome.
That is sweet.
And it's in the car with me at all times. Houston, when she made the JNR team from Hill. And then in 23, we got a bigger book, and on the spine, it says,
Opposite. Go
Boom
on.
and Old School 2023. And pictures of me and her and a lot with all of her friends.
A little higher.
That is
There you go.
such an awesome idea.
That is cool.
And I had no idea it was coming. Someone came and I cried when she handed it to me. Now, I do have a co-driver, a co-pilot, the sexiest pro in BMX.
Johnny Vance.
It's a Johnny Vance picture with a full tilt. And it rides in the passenger seat with me when I'm driving.
Johnny's
People
a
don't
good.
believe me until I pull up and go, is Johnny Vance here? Because I'm his biggest fan.
We've had him on the show. He's a good
He's
dude.
a great guy. Yeah.
He's way past good. He is way past good.
Yeah.
He is one of the great kids. I call him a kid.
Yeah.
I know he's an adult, but I call him a kid. But that was the proudest moment in my BMX career, when that mother took the time to do that and made me a book.
Not just one.
That's
You
for
got
your
2.
family.
You got 2 of them. Who was it?
The track operators at a track in Mississippi.
What was the family name again?
Greer, Greer.
All right.
And that's Boo. And Jimmy is her dad. And right now I'm brain farting on her mom's name. And I'm wanting to kill myself because I cannot pull it out of the hat.
It's all right.
Yeah. It'll
It'll pop
as
in.
we're going along here, it'll pop back in your head. You'll know.
A lot of compliments and comments on that book, how cool that is, and that's really neat.
Hey.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So another question for you. What is one thing BMX related you wish you would have known 20 years ago?
I should have never quit.
That's a great answer. That's a good answer.
I should have never quit.
Yep.
The other one disappointment in my life. Life Scout. 3 badges and 1 project away from being Eagle Scout.
Oh,
and I
come
quit
on,
scouting.
man. You did?
Oh, bro, that was close, man.
Every kid that I see in a scouting uniform now, I go up to them and I say, don't quit till you're an Eagle Scout. every scout that I see, I say it's the one disappointing thing in my life that I was at Life Scout, just like 3 badges and a project away and didn't finish it.
Wow.
Went to the Jamboree every year. My squad won the fire building every time. Coincidence? Probably not. And also bridge building. That was the 2 things we specialized in.
And I just now I'm thinking of like all the camps I did when I was going through scouts and the Pinewood Derby was massive in our area.
Oh yeah, that was always.
I mean, it might be everywhere, but man, did it go out, man? Holy moly, was that?
And I did get popped one year for overweight.
I was gonna ask you if it did. It was,
dude.
We had a massive VFW.
And then they weighed them one more time at the end, and it was a different scale, and I was overweight, and everybody knew I won.
Oh,
those are.
It wasn't just a gram. It wasn't just a gram.
Dude, those are always the best because you always had like somebody's dad that knew a way to game the system every year. And
I was just gonna say, so we're in Detroit. What do they do in Detroit? We build cars, right?
Oh yeah.
This is no joke. When I was in Cub Scouts, there was a dad that took the Pinewood Derby car and put it in a wind tunnel.
Yeah. What?
I am dead serious. He took it and put it in a wind tunnel and shaped it and stuff. You know, the kids are supposed to build the car and everything, right? No. This thing was like totally tricked out, and it didn't do squat in the race.
Well, no.
But he's like, yeah, I was in the wind tunnel. And we're like, didn't even know what that was back then, but I remember it.
I used different size nails and polished them and then drilled the hole out in the wheel so it fit perfectly and had the finest lightweight oil that you could ever have gliding on it as well, which was not cheating.
Nope.
The wheel size was the same. It did not say you had to use those specific nails because the wheel wobbled on that nail.
Oh, I got
you. So we went up size, filed them down until it fit just right, drilled the hole out just a little extra, and had incredibly lightweight oil on the wheels, and it flew. If you're not cheating, you ain't trying.
That's it.
That's right.
That's it. I can remember like
that's NASCAR
trying to sand it, and like my dad.
And I just remembered it's Jimmy and Elizabeth Greer.
Yep. Yeah, Billy had put the name in too. We hadn't got to it.
The folks that got you the book. Yeah.
Yes.
Bill
Incredible fan.
Bill Madden wanted to give you a shout out real quick. He just he joined. He was trying to jump in.
Louisiana, Twin City BMX just had a rebuild at their track. Unfortunately, I won't be there for their state qualifier and Gold Cup qualifier because it's the same weekend as what's the new building that we're going to? Is it Missouri?
Oh, the
last year?
Yeah.
Brand new building. Yeah. Springfield, Missouri, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's the one everyone. Yeah. Okay. He wanted to know if anyone mentioned seeing Scott at the Disney Cup with Mickey Mouse ears
and a tail.
You had a tail?
Mickey Mouse tail also, and I raced and won the cup. Yeah,
that's great. The other half of Wrenchman Wheel Build, Bianca, she just wanted to give you a big shout out too.
Hello.
Yeah. We
where's Melissa?
She's off. She does every other week now. So
yeah.
We got the puppy. We got the puppy now and the kids, so somebody's got to watch the puppy, not so much the kids, so
yeah.
But got to keep the dog entertained. And then when the daughter's here, she can do the show because the daughter's watching the dog.
Yeah.
I figure probably in a couple more months and we'll just have a chair back there for the dog too.
You put a little bed back there.
Well, he'd have some headphones.
Oh, headphones.
You guys, if you got some more shout-outs, questions, put them in there. We're gonna transition into the trivia question here in a second. So we're getting close on time, and I want to thank our guests for joining us. I would love to have you back on for Moto 2 at another point here in the future if you're down for that.
I'm available.
Perfect. Well, are we gonna have to wait like 4 years though?
No, but we're gonna have to wait till Melissa's gonna be there.
Okay, fair enough.
That's fair.
We can make that request happen. We can do that.
Yep, that's not a problem.
All right, so we're going to slide over into our trivia here, and trivia is brought to you by our good friends over at Dye Job Apparel. I want to thank them for sponsoring us. And again, as we said earlier, if you guys are looking for something for your brand, your team, your product, your service, man, hit up Sean at Dye Job Apparel.
He can pretty much
He
put
make
your
anything.
logo on just about anything.
So, yeah, quick story on that. I said, like the steel cups, like people drink whiskey out of now, like the big thing, they drink water out of the steel cups and whiskey. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so I hit him up and I was like, can you make them? He's like, I'm done in a week.
Haven't done in a week.
All right.
Boom.
So we got the prize pack here, and having old school on, I might have thrown a few extra things in here. And
Okay, what do we got?
the super producer is going to tell me I'm going over on shipping budget, but
Yeah.
so we've got.
She does keep us in line.
Yep. So we got our sticker pack that I also threw in here. You got a Harley Davidson koozie. And we also have the Danger Snacks in there. And you got some Harley Davidson chapstick and a keychain from our friends at Ghetto Wear. And you got all kinds of stickers in here for everybody from 110 to Wrenchman to DB to Premier Sports. We packed it full, lots of stickers, and only flat sticker in there. You're going to have your own shades brought to you by our friends over at Motor City Harley Davidson. We also, I found, we had these, remember when
Oh, yeah.
we were getting these?
Yeah.
So I found a pair of Amy grips, the lock-on ones, the super nice ones. These are the thicker ones, so you don't get the arm pump.
Hey,
and the
wait a minute.
fatigue.
Let me see them.
No, you got a bro deal, bro. Get out of here.
Wait a minute.
And I got, so this one, better tailor that question for the ladies.
Oh, I did not do that.
Oh, because this is the I Heart Factory Dad's limited edition Dye Job Apparel shirt.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. And put it all in. You got yourself our Motor City Harley Davidson swag bag here. And here you go.
It's all twisted up there.
There we go. So you go. Same
Yeah.
thing we do every week.
So we got all that stuff.
yeah, all
Hey,
that.
that I Love Factory Dads, that could be a really good Valentine's Day gift. Just saying. All right.
I think I'm going to get you one in like a size small. You can wear it and give it to your wife. Be like, come take this, Shelly. This is your present. Take it off, Daddy.
I don't think that's no. No. She is not going there.
You think she'd wear one if we got one?
No.
No. You're not really a factory dad.
No. She does have an ATB shirt.
Dude, you know
though.
what it should say for Shelly?
What?
I heart bro deals. I'll work on that one. I will work on that one for you.
I would wear that.
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
Still working on it, brodeal.com.
Holly, I hope Austin wins this shirt too. All right. What do you got? What, you got a good one?
Okay, I do, and it's probably going to lend itself more to the old school people, since we have old school on the show. So Scott says he came back to BMX in 2010, and he got his nickname Old School because he showed up on a particular bike,
They showed up on
20,
two of them.
20-inch bike.
Oh, the 20.
I'm looking for the 20-inch bike, the brand name of the frame, and bonus points if you can tell me the year of the frame, like the model year.
You gonna autograph something and throw it in there if they get that?
Um,
I got a Waterford Oaks national event sticker. You know, you took first in one of them.
Okay, I'll sign that. Nobody wants that, man. It's probably worth more if I don't sign it.
Don't worry, I got a stack of them things. They're not going away. We're gonna have them for a long time.
Okay, well, if you get the year right, we'll throw a Waterford Oaks national sticker in there from 2024. All right, so we'll do that, and then
Yeah, you want to let them know about next week's?
well, I can, but I can't.
You can, but you can't. See that? That's what we do right here.
Right.
That
So
was a teaser.
next week,
It's
we're
not me.
It's not old school. Well, we might call you back up if we can't find somebody.
We
I will be available after the setup next week. Yes.
All right,
we have somebody,
we have somebody.
Okay.
but promised we'd keep it low.
Oh, okay. It's on the down low.
Well, we're just hyping it up a little bit.
Okay.
You know.
So
fun with
pay attention to our Facebook and Instagram pages this week, and you'll find out who it is sooner or later.
Uh-huh.
Or maybe you won't know until the show starts. We'll figure it out.
We've done that.
Yeah?
Yeah. You got, can you see the screen up there?
No, I can't.
So which one it is? The bottom one?
It is.
Okay. I think we actually have the correct one up there. They made bikes back then?
Yes.
Is that the same company
Yes.
that makes the?
Yes.
Yeah, they make frames.
Okay.
Yes.
So it profile.
Yep.
And what year?
Where's my note?
Said
1979.
Francisco Vega won it.
Yeah, he did. So I didn't. I mean, I saw. Didn't they made bikes in the 2000s and 90s? I didn't know they made them back then.
No, in the 80s.
They made them in the 80s too, huh?
Yeah, I
They
didn't.
had that extra tube that ran from the
That's-
headset gusset down into the frame.
That's okay. I did see those, and when I went through
I was going
the
to say they
shop.
probably had them at the shop.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But like I was thinking, mine was like that, 2000s time when they had like the big red tube, like the red profile frames.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
that
not
was
familiar.
a different frame.
Yeah,
totally.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but those things were chrome moly, and they were sweet.
Mhm.
Did you have a chrome one?
Oh yeah.
I wonder if
Yeah.
I could,
Was there another color back then other than black?
Nope. Chrome, man. Everything was chrome.
you said it was
Chrome
79.
gave you 5 horsepower.
Yeah. Just look up profile racing frame right there.
Oh man, look at this! I can pull this right
Put
up.
that
for
up
you,
on the
dude.
big screen.
There we go.
There it is.
I'll get it.
See how they have that extra bar in the front triangle?
Yeah, I'll go full screen. It's gonna
Yeah,
it's gonna cover us up. But this is it, huh?
Yep, that's it right there.
That is it. Dang, $1,500.
I bet you wish you held on to that now.
I was just going to
Oh, I
say,
still have it in the garage.
do you
Is
have
it?
it?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I do remember.
It's still ready to ride.
that doesn't surprise me one bit. Hey, did you remember the WP racing team at all back racing in Florida?
Yeah, Bill Prince.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, William Prince Racing.
He just needed his ego stroked one more time
Yeah.
before the show was over.
I got to get that Bill Prince racing team in there, man.
All right.
I think we need to line up.
Something he said about the perfect sanction, and then he goes, "You don't remember who I am," and I'm like, "Bill, I grew up with you. We raced our first 10 years together. You were 2 years older than me," and he assumed I didn't remember him. He was incorrect.
Yeah.
I remembered him quite well. John, I did not know that I knew. Pringle, speaking of the jersey hanging up there and riding for profile.
Yeah.
I did not know that I knew him, but he knew who I was from the 70s going into the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool stuff.
So I think we need to have the race, get old school and Prince.
And my favorite old track, everybody loved the Atlanta track. I was the original Orlando track. Now, when you went down the first straight, there were 2 pine trees,
Mm-hmm.
one in lane 8, one in lane 1, and they were literally in the track. They weren't allowed to cut them down. And you had to come down the hill, and then you made a little bit of a left-hand turn to get to a right-hand turn, and it was a bowled out 1 and 3 turn were together. And every once in a while, you get pushed out, and you jump, land in 3, and go to the finish line and claim the win. Even though you just off 2 straightaways in a turn.
What?
Yeah.
Hey, I said it earlier, man. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Well, that's
King
true.
up.
That's true.
I remember finish line that way one time, celebrating my win, and everybody was just laughing because they saw me do it.
Oh,
I feel like a couple of us tried that at Lansing once or twice. Like,
really?
because you could cut from the second turn to the last turn, or the first turn to the last turn.
First to
Just
last.
right
Yeah.
in front of the announcer tower.
I don't think they'd fly today. That's great.
Bill Madden said he wanted to hear the story of how you cussed when he passed you at the last turn in Rock Hill. I think it tells itself.
That's pretty self-explanatory, isn't it?
I've gotten in trouble for my foul mouth more than once. That's all I will say. I keep it clean all the time now because there is somebody that wants to penalize me if I do cuss.
Fair enough.
That's
Yeah, but also, you got a lot of little kids looking up to you, so it makes sense.
yeah.
When I'm racing 20-inch, there are no little kids.
That's
So
true.
why those guys are in the car warming it up or turning on the AC, waiting for them to get off the track.
There's
nobody at the finish line.
I'm only a few motos in front of you, man. I know exactly what you mean.
Cricket when we're at Grand.
It is.
Cricket.
That's true.
So I got one more question for you, and then I'll have you thanks and shout outs to close us out tonight. But the last the last question I had for you is, if you could give some advice that could be shared that would make staging better for the races to run, this would be advice that could be shared with anybody, kids, parents, new riders. What would that advice be coming from the stager enigma himself of Old School?
Sometimes you just have to stop everything that's going on, get it re-squared out, and push everybody back down the hill into their chutes and start staging all over again.
Okay.
And you have to not be afraid to just stop everything in order to get it back in control.
Okay.
You have to stop it sometimes just to get it back in control, and then stage the one that's going in the gate, stage one that's behind the gate, let the starter start the race, and then keep on staging from there on out.
Just kind of reset everything.
Sometimes you just have to put it on hold. I had to put it on hold at Grands 2 different times while I was up there.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you had a piece of advice to share with somebody for, let's say, like new riders, what would be that most important piece of advice when it comes to the staging aspect of their race that you would have somebody share with them? I love this. For you guys watching or listening on the podcast show, Old School just grabbed a pen and is writing on his forearm.
Okay. I go ahead and write down my moto number and the gate that I'm going to be in. I'm going to be in 100. I'm going to be in gate 7. I know I add 4 to that. I don't need to know that I'm going to go to 3 next time. But I also go ahead and write down my main moto 57, and I go ahead and know who's going to be eliminated out of the rack and put in my gate number. I know it's cocky, but I know I'm not the one going home.
Okay. So you're saying get your moto numbers on you so you know where you go.
You will see me in staging. I will do this with my jersey and put it back up. I will look and go, okay, I'm in 7. Okay, not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
If it's written down, you won't forget it.
That's very true.
Right there.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Just right there and right there.
Yeah.
Mine were written down on my arm in Grands.
Yeah. Well, same thing. A lot of people take pictures of the moto sheet, or they're on the live moto sheets on the website or whatever. So look that up before you head up the hill. Make sure you got the right lane.
And remember, reposts do not always show up on the live moto.
Oh.
Yep.
They do not always show up on the live motos.
That's good.
There has to be a refresh once it's redone in order to get the repost to show up there, because that's what happened in Grands this year. There was a repost, and it shuffled a lot of guys. The first 2 racks were fine.
Mm-hmm.
The next 5 racks were all scrambled.
Oh.
And on the live motos, it hadn't shown up because the moto sheets were run down to me onto the hill and to the finish line and to the stager, who had already called all those motos up.
Oh. I
So
can see that.
the stager, the announcer had already called motos before they were corrected. Then they tried calling them while those kids were in staging. They're not listening to those speakers. I had to slow it down and pull everybody out of chutes. And I can't remember if it was 16-year-olds or 17 to 20s, but it was one that had 8s. So there was a lot of racks of kids, and this was during rounds.
Gosh.
And you cannot be afraid to put racing on hold in order to get that back into control. And it wasn't their fault.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And there was a dad arguing with me from the parents' chute that I was putting his kid in the wrong place. And I walked over and said, "You don't have this." Showed him the clipboard, turned around, and he goes off the hill. He just left by himself because he was still going by what was posted online.
Mm-hmm.
And I was above and beyond that because I had the repost that had been run from the truck out to us.
Right.
While staging was going.
Yeah. there is so much stuff.
In the right rack and in the right gate.
Yeah, there is so much stuff that goes on at these races that your Joe average parent or rider, whatever, doesn't even know that goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
And it was a foreign kid that they found out his age was not what he had verbally said it was.
Oh.
So he moved into the other group.
Oh, for the repost.
Yes.
Ah.
And when he came out, the first 2 racks were still settled. He was in the third and below. Everything got shuffled because he was pulled out, and it reshuffled everything from that point on.
Okay.
Whoa.
The first 2 racks still stayed the same, but he was in the third rack. Now, on the repost, the first 2 racks were identical, and I saw that, and I flipped the page, and then I'm looking, and I'm going, that's totally different. So that's where it all happened at.
Wow.
Yes.
Dang.
Yeah. But they identified his true age, and then everything got shuffled out. And it wasn't because he was lying. He was going by the UCI age because his birthday was in December.
Gotcha.
Makes
he
sense.
really wasn't 17 yet. He was still 16, but in UCI, he's 17.
Ah, true.
Yes.
Makes
Day up,
makes
he was
sense.
16.
Yeah. Honest mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he wasn't trying to age up with those kids. He was way better
Right.
off in the 16-year-old than in the 17 to 20.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. For
But
sure.
that caused an issue. So,
Yeah.
yeah, everything was good.
All right.
We want to toss it over to you. You can take this time to, plug sponsors, thank family, shout outs, anything like that. We'll give you the camera here for a second, and then Chris will close us out this evening.
Chris didn't give me the question he always gives.
Yeah, he did right at the beginning.
What's that?
No, the Google.
What?
The Google.
What was the last thing you Googled?
Oh, oh, that's on our.
Yeah, the rapid fire questions we used to do.
Well, we can do that. What's the last thing you Googled?
There you go.
A new glue for slurring from Sealmaster. It's a dust suppressant and soil stabilizer. And we used it, well, pardon me, Amanda and Sean used it down at Amanda's dad's house to redo a tennis court, and it works phenomenally.
Oh.
From Sealmaster, it's a dust suppressant and soil stabilizer.
Ah.
Just put it out there.
So something
Yep.
different to try on your BMX track operators. Yeah.
Track operators. Other than that, I'd like to thank All Star Racing for staying behind me, Cowtown BMX for allowing me to be a local rider there and the local stager there. Everybody who brings me food or drink on the hill, and anybody who offers me a room to stay at during the Nationals so I can keep my costs down as much as possible is phenomenal. Thank you to USA BMX for putting up with me all these years and having me on the show at All Things BMX.
Wow. We appreciate it, and we're excited. We're already excited to have you back
Yeah.
on.
No, this was a lot of fun. It's cool to get to know you a little better and hang out. It was fun.
Yep, and I do it for the kids. It's not for the adults.
Right on.
Hey, hang out for a couple seconds, and then Chris will take us out. We'll sign off, and then, like I said before, we'll chat for a few seconds. All right?
Yep.
Oh, and one more shout out.
Got it.
Go.
BMX Racing for a new frame and forks that are coming.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I almost forgot.
I actually talked to him on the cruise about coming on the show. And I'm going to use the fact that you're on his bike now. That now we can get him on the show to talk about his line of bike.
I don't think Francisco will say no.
Perfect. We like that.
Yeah. Okay. So again, Scott, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate it. Everybody else in the chat, thank you for hanging out. Make sure to like and subscribe, all that fun stuff for us. We appreciate that as always. Next week's guest to be announced.
Yeah.
So you guys just hang
Possibly also.
out. Might be. You never know. You might have Scott back on. But yeah, just pay attention to our social medias this week, and you may or you may not find out who the guest is going to be. Other than that, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Like I said, God bless you all. Have a great week. We'll see you next Wednesday.